All right, today's session is just going to be more of an overview about Blackboard LMS from the e-learning unit. We're going to talk about course design structure. We're going to do a review session about the virtual class Collaborate, and we're going to talk about some of the Blackboard features, communication tools, assessments, and we're going to talk about assignments for the writing portfolio. Now, we're going to have questions and answers towards the end of the session, and we also want to let you know that we're going to have shorter video tutorials that's going to be made available soon. That's going to help you review before you actually be able to start your class. Okay, so if you don't understand, if it's too quick for whatever reason, don't worry. We're going to have a recorded session, and we're going to have some video tutorials, inshallah. All right, so we're gonna get started. Let me just make sure I record the session. So 1 second. All right, so now I'm going to have Mr. Shakir. He's going to talk, and we're going to have some step-by-step instructions afterwards.
Okay, Bismillah, Assalamu alaikum. No one hear me, and hope you're all. Now just have a.
So now we're going to show you how to create a folder. So all you have to do is click on Build Content, and then here under New Page, select Content Folder. So here we're going to call it Week 5. Keep it simple. This folder contains Unit 5 materials. So, all right, actually, I'm going to call it Unit 5, sorry. Now here you have these standard options are available in every folder structure where you permit users to view this content. You can track the number of views students can see if you want to see how many of them will access the folder. And you can select date and time restrictions by clicking on a checkbox or tick, and you can select the date and time, which is nice. So let's say if you create folders and I don't want the students to see the folders until this specific time, until we finish Unit 2 or Unit 3 and so on. All right, and you just click Submit. Now you'll see below you have Unit 5 folder. Now to create another folder within it, all you have to do is click on Unit 5 and go to Build Content, and you can select Content Folder again. So here we're going to select Listening and Speaking and click Submit. And we'll create another folder and we'll call it Reading and Writing. If you have structure, it just makes it quite easy for yourself as well as your students to follow. All right. Now let's say you make a mistake and you typed in you want to rename the folder. All you have to do is let's go back to the course. Next to the name of the folder, if you click on this drop down arrow, you have the option to edit. So if you want to change the name, all right, or change the description. Also, you have the option to make it unavailable. So if you click on this, the folder will become grayed out, which means the students will not be able to see this. Now, whatever work that you do here in this window, you have the option of showing, looking at it from a student perspective. So if you go up here, where it has this little arrow and dot icon, which looks like an eye, click on here and you can click on Enter Student Preview. If you click on it, and the student will go to the course, and this is what he or she sees. They get to see the folder. And if you notice right here, I made Unit 1 unavailable. All right. So you have the option of making the folder available whenever you are ready to show your students. Okay. To exit the preview, just click on Exit Preview. And it will return back to your original screen. All right. So here I'm going to make it available. All right. So now we're going to look at how to build the content. All right. And then afterwards we'll look into assessments, and we're going to look at tools specifically for communications. All right. But now let's just work on content. So let's say here we're at unit 5. All right, listening and speaking. Now we want to build some content. You have the option of here creating an item, which is just a basic information that you could put in. It could be a message, it could be a logo, it could be a brief description. So let's say, for example, here we're clicking on item, and I'm going to say teacher info, right? Right here, I'm going to say my name is teacher, ABC, class time, be whatever, or it could be specific to that unit, or you could say unit 5 objectives and so on, whatever information you like. And you see the formats over here is very similar to Microsoft Word. This is where you can bold, italicize, underline, and make a strike through, change the font sizes and alignments and so on. You can upload a YouTube video, upload attachments, images, videos, and so on. All right. Here at the top right corner of the screen here, you have this option preview. So if you want to see what it would look like from a student perspective, and there you go. All right. Here you have the option of getting help. So if you don't understand what the tools are, just click here and you'll get some help features from Blackboard. Here with this arrows, the 4 arrows, you have the option of making it full screen. Okay, give you more room to type in information, or click on it again to exit full screen. And if you click here, you can show the toolbar, or you can remove it. Okay. And what's nice also, it has the word count, which we'll talk about shortly when it comes to the unit assignment, which makes it very helpful for our students. All right, you have the option of adding attachments, and then again, same standard options you'll find where you can track the number of views of the students, and you can select date and time restrictions and click submit. All right, and there you go. You have this little item information. So now here we're going to click on file. You can upload, let's say, the pacing schedule, a PDF file, whatever you feel necessary for your students. You browse and select it. So for example here, so here, let's say we have this PowerPoint that I want to upload. And then you see over here the red asterisk, that means this required field. You have the option of opening it in a new window or adding alignment. And then again, the same standard options are available. So click submit. All right, and there goes the PowerPoint. You can also add, which are very similar, you can add an audio, image, video, a specific web link. And then you have these options here below where learning module, which is more set up for students to follow self-paced learning, and we'll have another training session specifically on that. This would be really good when it comes to more for review materials. You have the option of setting up a lesson plan or setting up your syllabus, and course link and SHMS are additional features that are linked to other tools within Blackboard, but we're not going to discuss about this now. Here, when it says new page, the easiest form is to use a content folder, very similar to like Microsoft Word. Module page and blank page are similar, but the best way and the most user-friendly feature is using the content folder. Now here, mashups is really cool. These tools here are available in Blackboard. They're third-party programs that are built in within Blackboard. So you don't have to go to an outside website to use these tools like Flickr or SlideShare or YouTube. It's built in within. So for example, here we're going to click on YouTube video. So you can search a lesson and type in the search you're looking for, or if you actually have the title of the unit video that was made by the support team, So for example, it could be vocabulary, grammar, or the speaking review material. So here, for example, I'll click on this and select and then click go. It takes a couple minutes or for the slides to show up. So just bear with me. There you go. So you can look and scroll through what you want and just click select. You can enter the description if you like. Again, you have these options where you can show the YouTube URL or the information. You can add an attachment, and same thing, the same standard options. Click submit, and there you go. So just show you from a student perspective, we'll go back up here, click on it. Students will go to their course, and it was under Unit 5, listening and speaking, and there you go. They can click on it, and they can actually see, download the file, or they can click here to watch the video, and they can play the video within Blackboard. It doesn't have to go to another page. So they can click here, and they can click below here for full screen, and then they can watch the video. All right.
Jim, what happens to our trash? Good question.
All right. So let's exit the preview, and let's go back to that course. Go to the folder, click on it. Now you have the option, just like the content folder. If you right click, if you click on the drop down arrow, you can make it unavailable. You can edit this, the information. You have the option of tracking to see how many students actually viewed the items or the user progress. You also have the option of copying this topic or the item, or moving it or deleting it. So if you have multiple versions and you want to put it in each of the folder, you can do that. Or even if you go back to the original folder, you have the option, same thing, where you can copy the folder, you can move the folder, or you can delete it, edit, or make it unavailable. All right. Again, there are a lot of extra features, but we're not going to go through these as they're not necessary at this time. Right. So let's go back to the folder here. Again, so just to recap on the course structure, that it's good to have a nice course structure so that it's easier for students to follow, as well as teachers. You don't have to worry about duplicates and having, instead of using WhatsApp or any of these features, we're trying to use Blackboard as the standard for this university. So again, these are the content that's available that you can build within your folder structure. All right. So now we're going to go into the presentation of virtual class. Okay. So just give us a minute, and we'll get to that next step. All right, so